The following program is an LTX Enterprises production. The Falls Count Everywhere podcast would like to mention our friends at the following. The Searcher and Hide podcast, for mind intriguing discussions about wrestling, movies, Bigfoot, aliens, and everything in between. To look no further than the Searcher and Hide podcast. You can find the Searcher and Hide podcast on Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many other platforms. Go check them out today. And Outside the Ring STL, join Shaft and General Vader along with others who share their love for professional wrestling as they talk about the recent shows from the major wrestling companies, all independent promotions from around the St. Louis area, and even talk about great moments in St. Louis professional wrestling history. Find them on Facebook at Outside the Ring STL. Get ready for episode number 30 of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast, featuring members of the Wrestle Talk Podcast family, the Knight Owl Rene Martinez, and the City on the Hill, Drake Lee. This podcast is scheduled for one episode where falls count everywhere. We thank all of you joining us for tonight's episode of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast. Before we get underway, we pay honor, tribute, and respect to the greatest nation in the world as we play our national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for that ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. In the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the
And good evening, everybody. This is episode number 30 of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast. Welcome. And sorry with the hang-ups we had the last 2 weeks. We actually had to take a week off because of a lot of things being messed up here in the studios by a certain individual who I'm not going to mention. And I'm still angry because apparently there were still a little bit of goblins from our guests getting into our studios before, so we could do a little meetup and then go on live. But hey, we're still here anyway. We're glad that everybody's here for our special start time here this evening. I am Rough Cut Rick Ruby here. And, of course, also trying to get the goblins out from being a victim of not making our show a couple weeks ago is Mr. GQ Matthew Wayne Schuyler III. So, GQ, are you all set and are you ready to go?
I'm about as best as I'm going to be after what happened 2 weeks ago. So,
I know. I mean, the only thing I could really say here is we're doing our best here to still track down to see what happened. But let me try. That guy's name that begins with MM is not going to be anywhere near our studio again, unless if I have my consent. So,
but hey, we got an improvement. We got AW watching. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's not really much of an improvement. That's about equal.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, but we thank everybody for getting on here and hold on here. So yeah, so we've got some people on here. So we got our stream going here. Looks like everybody from Facebook here is on. I guess. Yeah. Okay. Good deal. Okay. So I really got much to talk about because we've already wasted enough time because of the darn goblins that kind of ate up our time. So we're going to go ahead here and see about getting our guests on here for the evening. And we'll cue this here right here. Hopefully this.
Oh, wait. Look who's watching. I have to do it. There you go. Lundy's here. Lundy. Okay, I'm done.
Damn, it's Al Blundy. Who cares? Get that shit out of here. You're making me curse before 8 o'clock at night. What's wrong with you? Anyway.
I make this drink before 6.
Oh my lord! Hold on. Now that you've interrupted my intro, you're getting beyond that level of maniac. So stop it, will you?
Hold on. You missed me. You missed me compared to 2 weeks ago. So you missed me.
Oh my God! Straighten up your feet, will you? Come on, get on with the show. Let's go. I'm done. Let's get on with our show to bring our guest of the evening. Our first guest of the evening had his passion for professional wrestling reignite at the age of 30 after watching Wrestling with the Sun, which led to attending local wrestling shows in the Kansas City and St. Louis territories. Since joining the Wrestle Talk Podcast in 2016, the show's audience has grown internationally, being heard in over 40 countries. When he's not behind the mic, he's helping others fulfill their wrestling dreams by running one of the most prominent fantasy wrestling promotions in the world. Our second guest started out as an amateur in professional wrestling, but then decided to start in-ring training. Graduated from the Dynamo Pro Dojo out of St. Louis, Missouri, and now in his current second year of competition. Last year, he joined the Wrestle Talk family as he has interviewed major names in professional wrestling so far with the likes of Herb Simmons and Al Snow. Falls Count Everywhere Nation, put your hands together and welcome our featured guest from the Wrestle Talk Podcast, the Knight Owl Rene Martinez, and the City on the Hill, Drake Lee. Oh, gentlemen, welcome. It's good to see you guys. How are we doing, man? Rene, first, let me talk to you first because this is more fun. We still have gremlins in our feed, brother, and I am so sorry that you not get on. But how's everything going, man?
Well, technology is going to do what technology does. I'm excited, though. How are things going in general? Being here is an honor and a privilege. You guys both know, formerly, I guess after having you guys on the show several times before, we've got a great rapport. I've been watching from the sidelines and enjoying the show. You guys have done an absolutely wonderful job with the Falls Count Anywhere podcast. And honestly, I was just waiting for the invitation. Unfortunately, my partner in crime over here decided to tag along. I thought this was going to be a one-man show, but, I guess it's okay. Drake Lee tends to kind of try to ride my coattails whenever he can. And, I mean, who can blame him, right? I mean, who wouldn't want to follow the Night Owl's coattails?
Oh, my goodness. But, hey.
Are we going to start already? Do you see what happens? He almost left me stranded during a trivia challenge with no partner, and now I'm the problem. Do we understand this?
Hey, but on a shoot, boys. You know, this is a tough industry we're in. I know a lot of people do it, and it seems like it's easy. But when you take it seriously, the way you guys take your professional wrestling careers, all three of you guys, I'm a fan of all three of you guys. You know, it becomes something different. It becomes something more involved. I know for me, it's been kind of a second job to do this pro wrestling thing. So just to get the opportunity to come on here and to be able to highlight some of the highs and lows of my career so far is just, it's kind of an exciting moment. One of the coolest things I've been able to do so far in 2021. And we're just getting started, man. So it's just an honor to be here with you, GQ. And it's, of course, an honor to be here with you as well, Rick. So thank you for having me.
Oh, man, yeah, it's awesome. It's glad to have you guys on here. And but we're going to get right into it because we've got a packed show. You know, basically focusing on YouTube regarding, you know, we're going to be focusing on YouTube, you know, asking some questions, and of course, you know, hitting several topics, and then the last part of the show is going to be the fun part, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Where we spank you like you deserve to be spanked.
Is that a threat?
No, it's a damn promise.
Oh, wow. Oh.
Okay.
Take it easy, man. Take it easy.
Oh, my God. He's already getting up before the bell starts.
GQ with the heat, baby. I like it.
Well, see, here's the thing, though. At least Ruby drinks real whiskey. You drink that cheap crap that I just saw you with the wax top.
What's it called?
Baker's Mark, that cheap crap.
Oh, you mean the stuff on the top of the shelf? Okay, yeah. I thought they kept the cheap stuff down below.
No.
I thought that's
no. Like, Ruby would drink stuff like Red Breast or stuff like that. I mean, the 12 and 18-year-old Red Breast.
Oh, very well. Hey, it is Thursday.
Old Crow. I mean, Ruby would still drink Old Crow though. So. Okay.
Well, from what I hear, GQ, you spend a lot of time sipping that Boone's Farm, so I wouldn't be talking if I were you. Low shelf. Low. I like. You ever seen a discount rack at the liquor store? That's where you'll find GQ. That's where he hangs out.
I like the new shirt you picked up off the discount rack there. Same with the haircut you got.
Oh,
we have the same haircut.
No, mine is naturally beautiful.
Oh, and so
Drake Lee, hold on, Drake Lee down here, he's got the best hair. You all are just giving up.
Oh my God!
This is a great show. I love this. I get to sit back and be entertained. I'm minute. Renee, keep it going. What a lightning rod.
Drake will team up against you too. So
I can take all three of you on at the same time with this little pinky. No, I'm just kidding. I'd rather be on Davis' side.
Hey, Renee, I've heard you done that down at the docks before.
Done what down at the? Oh, come on now, bro. Listen. Maybe I was reminiscing about when I read your autobiography, but no, definitely not me. I don't know. Hey, guys, I'm from the East Coast. I can do this all day.
Renee, I know that's a lie because you can't read.
That's right, and you can't write, so you're absolutely right. It is a lie.
Oh, my Lord.
Guy, hey, again, just so everybody knows, I'm an East Coast cat, and the only way you survive is you got to know how to use these. And you got to know how to use this. Shit talking is my favorite thing to do. I think that's why I got into the podcast game. I love the sport, but I love to talk trash and have fun. So when I knew we got invited on, I knew this was going to be a great fit because I hear you guys bantering every week, and it's great. It reminds me a lot of the stuff that Drake and I have started to do since he joined the show. So we're excited, Drake. I know this is going to be a great time, and I mean that from the bottom.
2 weeks ago when Maniac interfered and bombed the show.
Hey, don't blame me for that one.
Yeah.
And you know, I have, just on top of Renee's comment, I have to be a good trash talker because I might get blown over in the wind some days. Cinder blocks are a good friend of mine. They keep me on the ground. So that's why I got to be good at something, right?
True. And you're tall. So, I mean, there's that.
That's true. And
Chicks
Plus, he
dig it.
grows good hair.
That's right. He does.
It's like, yeah, he grows good hair, and
I like the ones on the left.
That's right. We got every level of hair covered. It's like you've got Rick who's got none. Then I don't know who has less, you or me, GQ, but let's just say I have a little bit more than you do, and then you make the jump to Drake. This is almost like a before and after picture, really. Like when you go on a diet, when you use Rogaine, like this is kind of like.
I can go twist hair, and I will show it too.
Oh my gosh. Yo, we got 2 hours of this, man. I'm ready. This Maker's Mark is hitting the spot.
Yeah, it is. So Rene, we'll first start with you, brother. When did you start your interest in wrestling, and who were your favorite wrestlers to watch growing up?
So I don't usually get asked this question. We typically ask the questions and not get the questions asked. So I guess this is a little fun for me. My story's not that different from everybody else, man. The only difference was when I was watching wrestling as a kid, I didn't know what was really going on. Not only was it because I didn't understand the sport, it's because I couldn't understand what they were saying. When I came here as a kid, I didn't speak the language. I was only 4.5 years old. Probably started watching around 6, and even then, my primary language was Spanish. So for a while there, probably until 8, 9, 10, I didn't really start to understand what it was all about. In my mind, I guess maybe this was a good thing. To me, they were real fights, and it made it that much more exciting. But being born in 84, during that era, late 80s, early 90s, I loved all the same guys that everybody else did. I think the biggest thing for me, though, is that I always took to guys like Bam Bam Bigelow and Vader and just the bigger, more Hoss type wrestlers, the Harley Races, the Dusty Rhodes types, right? Maybe my physique has something to do with that. But I always took a liking to those guys. Not that the lucha style isn't cool. You would think, hey, he's a Mexican guy, he probably likes lucha. No, man, I kind of don't. I like the big guys. And I think that's somewhat of what's missing in today's wrestling. I'm sure we'll get into that later on. But since then, man, I've always just enjoyed watching the bigger guys do their work. And just like everybody else my age, I was big into it during the Attitude Era. Obviously, like my favorite wrestler ever is Stone Cold Steve Austin. The persona, the attitude, the style, everything was just my favorite. But, for a while there, I kind of left it right after, I guess, Austin turned heel and went with the corporation. I was kind of done with it by that point. And then my passion got reignited when my son started going to elementary school. And he started asking me for like a John Cena backpack and things like that. And of course, at that point, I'm like, oh, wrestling's corny now. But I just sat around and watched it with him one day. And then it turned into like another week. And then it just kind of all compiled over the last 6-7 years. And here we are, man, now totally entrenched in the business. I have successfully run a couple of different shows. I like to give guys opportunity, not only through our fantasy group, but also new up and coming talent on the podcast. I guess if I could attribute my love for wrestling to anything, it wasn't necessarily childhood stuff. It's in this most recent tenure as a fan where I started going to independent shows. And that is where it became different to me because, as we all know, there's a totally different vibe, and it's an incredible vibe that's hard to recapture. But to AEW's credit, it feels like they're trying to give us a bit of that indie vibe up on the main stage. And that's what I think a lot of us are attracted to. As much as I love the main products or the top companies, to me, there's nothing like going to Metro Pro or KCXW or Dynamo Pro Wrestling or Wrestling Revolver, whatever it may be. I think that's what really hooked me, the independent stuff. So when people ask me, where did your love for professional wrestling start? I think it started only a few years ago. I think I've always been a fan of it. I think I've always enjoyed it, but now I love it. And it all was because of indie wrestling. Why did I decide to join a podcast? Because of indie wrestling. Why do I travel all over the Midwest? Because of indie wrestling. So that's kind of like the hook that got me, man, in the pro wrestling world. I know it's a little different for everybody, but independent wrestling and meeting the guys just like you, is what really, really made this thing become from like a hobby or something that I was interested in to something that I really love, man. And I don't think that's ever going to change. I don't think I'll ever go through a season again where I'm just like not into wrestling anymore. I think it's a foregone conclusion. I'm going to die a wrestling nerd. And you know what? I'm content and I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Well, You know, we have our spots. It's like, you know, we watch a lot of, like, I'm sorry, for me personally right now, it's a lot of today's stuff that it's like I can't bear to even watch not even an hour of it, even if I fast forward through DVRs, because it's like there's too much storyline, or, you know, there's too much scripting. There's nothing really like, and if I could take a page from Stone Cold's book, nothing feels organic anymore, hardly, when it comes to the mainstream. At least when we come to WWE. Now AEW may be a different story. But it's like, that's why I want to focus. That's why when we do our podcast, a lot of it I want to focus on with you, obviously, is bringing all the independent guys in to tell their story, because they're the ones out there trying to bust their butts, at least trying to make some type of name for themselves, or at least trying to make some type of example of what the business should be. So that's why, you know, when we're in here trying to do this thing, you know, people need to kind of wake up and realize, hey, you know, it's not the whole Hollywood scripting, everything else. This should be something that's more of an organic state, something that more should have a feel with it. And but yeah, but I agree. We'll get our times, you know, that we're kind of boom, you know, that we just kind of like, you know, F it, you know.
Right.
And I feel bad, you know, that I used it to go to bed at night, since I don't take melatonin anymore. I can watch Raw or SmackDown, and it takes care of the problem. But we'll get onto that a little bit later.
There's nothing wrong with that. Ruby, there's nothing wrong with that. I use your matches to go to sleep all the time.
Oh! Oh, dang. Yo, with friends like Hey, with friends like GQ, who needs enemies? I'm just saying.
Yeah. GQ thinks he's something else, but I tell him this every time.
Hang on to that dream, pal.
Because he's still trying to make it as it is. So, speaking of which, GQ, I think you're next on the tally sheet.
Hold on. Ruby, I know how to do this. I mean, I was kicked off 2 weeks ago, but I know what I'm doing, okay? So, Drake, for you now, what piqued your interest in wrestling and your want to get started in the business?
So, this is a true story, like 100%. I know it's going to sound a little wishy-washy, but I wanted to own my own wrestling company before AEW. I had this idea that I was going to get some sponsors together and meet with some bigger investors, and we were going to take on WWE. I don't know why at 19 years old. I know, year-old kid that had a couple of businesses. It was okay. I was successful in them. I traded them off. I sold them, and then all of a sudden, I'm like, I'm doing this. I got investors secured. I got a lot of stuff kind of moving. And then Tony Khan decides that he was just going to open up the floodgates to ruining that dream, because I knew there was no chance I could go up against two, with one and the other taking up market time. So I thought, well, if you can't beat them, join them. And I just really, you know, from the start of, you know, me growing up, you know, playing soccer and traveling, I always was watching wrestling. And utilizing that plus my, you know, drive to succeed in the business world, I thought, I want to become the best wrestler in the world.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, we could dream big, and others will look at, like I just, you know, have my eyes. I'm like, whoa, trying to start your own company at 19. I'm like, whoa, okay. That's some pretty big shoes to fill. Trust me, when I just wanted to get in and just kick somebody's ass, but that's just me. I wanted to knowledge.
Usually me.
Say what?
I say usually you want to kick my ass, but still.
You're an easy target. You don't kick, and it's hard for you to kick back. So I've seen you move. So
but the one thing, though, with Drake is like, you still probably have a lot of those funds, which, you know, that's why I like you, because we all got money and these two over here don't. And
I'm married, so by default I have no money.
But that's the thing, though. You don't have to worry about trying to keep up with your gear, buying merchandise to sell and everything, promoting yourself and traveling as well. So that you have a good step ahead. I mean, it'll still be hard work in the long run. I mean, but at least you can do it. But if you can't, you don't have to worry about getting hurt and everything, because you still got a lot you can fall back on afterwards.
Right. And so, like, I think we can all agree a lot of the problems that an independent wrestler faces trying to make it is, you know, keeping that, you know, financial, you know, boat going, or keeping it afloat to keep, you know, being able to train and buy gear and improve your craft. And I'm safe to say that I don't have that problem. And that's a good thing.
Indeed. What a blessing. What a blessing. That's good stuff. And I will
Renee pays me a lot of money also to be on the show.
We do.
So.
You do have a hefty fee, but you know what? And that's something that I wanted to jump in and say, like, there's been criticism, I'll be the first to admit, about some of the changes to our show because people are so used to Joe and Renee. It used to be the Wrestle Talk podcast with Joe and Renee, and my closest friends have said, hey, Renee, like, it feels different or whatever, and I'm like, you know, I'm not trying to convince anybody anything. I know what we have is a good thing, and now you guys are getting to know Drake and his pedigree and his ability and his talent. I mean, you should see this guy with a jacket on behind a microphone or in the ring. His skill set is one of the brightest coming out of the Midwest, the St. Louis area. So watch out for this guy moving forward. And the fact that we get him, even if it's just going to be for a short while or maybe it's permanently on the show as a co-host, to me is a feather in our cap because really you're only as good as the people you recruit to join you, right? Whether it be the military, whether it's your wrestling promotion. If you get a good band of people underneath you or beside you or, you know, maybe even out in front of you, I think success is just right around the corner. So you guys can already see by Drake and his ability to see the big picture, think big and have the means to do so, I think is a great thing, not only for me as an individual, because I think Drake's a good guy and we're friends, but also for the longevity and the strength of the Wrestle Talk podcast brand moving forward. So it's something that I'm very, very excited about. It's something I'm very excited about, guys. Very excited about.
Renee?
Yeah.
You paid Drake to be on your show?
Of course. Why wouldn't I?
You and I need to friggin' talk right now, Baldy. I'm going to tell you that right now.
I just want...
You owe me a lot of money right now.
Hey, Dave, we're not trying to get you any heat, bro. This was not the plan.
Right.
That was not...
Not to kind of save Dave here, but I do want to point out that was probably ever Renee on air has said something positive, the likes of myself. You know, sometimes people say he's a little biased towards Drake Lee, and it's great to hear that because Renee, the feeling's mutual.
Well, I appreciate that. It's just, you know, I realize that you are like me 10 years and 100 pounds ago. So I kind of understand that as talented as you are, sometimes you need big bro to kind of humble you and remind you that you're still little bro. So, you know, I gotta keep you within arm's length, but I hope you know that it's all coming from a very good place, hermano. A very.
I give him something. He takes it. He pulls down his pants and he defecates all over it and then throws it right.
Okay, 120 pounds. Get off my case, GQ. 120. Damn it. Nothing gets past GQ, bro.
No.
Damn it. No. He's got cue cards, bro. Where the hell are my cue cards? I don't get cue cards. That's good shit.
I have a teleprompter in here.
I hate you so much, Drake. I just want cue cards.
No.
All right, going off the rails, Dave, Rick. Sorry about that.
No, it's all right. No, I was just you got a teleprompter?
He does.
Wow. Okay, I guess that's kind of wondering why Joe Biden was kind of lost with his speech today. Okay, but anyway,
you stole it.
Damn.
I love that people look at you and they don't think much of you because you're on screen and they say,
offer just say, God, why that? Any pet peeves or anything like that?
If you have that much to complain about, why are you still watching it? Why not go watch like bowling or? I mean, they've got guys throwing. What do you call that thing? Like you play when you go play. When you go to like a football game, it's like you're throwing the bean bag in the thing, and then they're throwing it back.
Cornhole.
Cornhole, right? Like there's people. If you don't like wrestling,
people love cornhole.
Yeah, cornhole's great. Who doesn't like a good game of cornhole? But anyway, my point is, I think it saps a little bit of the excitement of it for some fans. I'll give you one last example, and then you guys can jump over to Drake. I was at a WWE show, and there were some smarks sitting next to me and my family. Mm-hmm. And my son's all excited about seeing Seth Rollins and Daniel Bryan and Brock Lesnar. This was the night that Brock Lesnar and Undertaker brawled in Kansas City, which a lot of my friends in the pro wrestling community were there breaking them up. It was very, very cool. It's a good moment. But there are some guys like right behind us, like, oh my gosh, look at Undertaker. He's so old. He's so slow. He's so fat. Brock never shows up. Hey, people got to get that bread.
Because that's what those. Yeah.
Bet they were pissed.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to move to Drake here. So Drake, how got a couple questions, two-parter here. How long did you announce before training at the Dynamo Pro Dojo? And during your training, what was the toughest part of the training there?
Yeah, so actually I was training with Dynamo before the announcing started. I kind of there's Luke Roberts. He was kind of late getting to an appearance one day, and I had a nice shirt on, and that's how that started. And I thought, well, this is a good way to start, learning and actually, understanding the industry, from a, an actual, sport perspective and not just a business perspective. And so I kept training and had to take time off. That's why I was going to mention it on here, because I don't want to take anything away from the people who have done it. I'm still training with Dynamo technically. I'm getting ready to leave in a month to go train with another organization, and then I'll be coming back and fulfilling that as well. I just don't want to all the great wrestlers that have come out of the dojo. I'm not even near their level yet, because I'm honest. And wow, you're going to talk about my beard. This man is going to come onto this show and talk about my beard.
Bro, your listeners are the shiznit, bro. Your listeners are the shiznit. Well, they're doing my job. This is great. Hey, can I hire a couple of you guys to come over and help keep Drake in his place? These people are fantastic.
I think you need to let Drake have full control. Give Drake full reign, because he's a lot older than you.
Is he older than me?
No, he said over.
Over.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Oh.
They did call me the flagship of the Wrestle Talk podcast for the long. Still do. It's
Who the hell?
It's
who
weird.
The hell? Who's they?
The people, the viewers.
The people. You mean like the 3 people that watch the show every week? Get out of here. I guess they've got their king now. You're the man, Drake.
Yeah.
All right.
Can I finish answering my question, Rene? Or
before you get,
Hey, you brought me into this.
shut up, Renee. It's not your turn yet. Drake, can you say where you're going to go train at for that month?
I'm not going to yet, but I will inform you guys on that in a month. It's just we're still working out stuff. It's going to be a great opportunity. I'm really grateful and blessed for it. I really am. It's going to be a game changer for me.
Nice.
So wait. So GQ shut me up to strike out? Come on, bro.
He didn't strike out. I think he asked a great question, Renee. You're coming on someone's show.
You ducked it.
Ducked it, maneuvered. I think I answered it in a well-crafted, well-elaborated.
Slipped away. Whichever. It's fine.
All right.
Yeah.
Renee, are you done? Do you want
Not even close, buddy. We still got an hour and 20 minutes, Daddy. I'm here all night.
Shoot.
Okay, let's do it.
Yep. Let's do it. Hey. Rolling. Next, GQ.
Oh, great. Now I got to ask the bald guy over there a question. So, Renee, with all your the years of you watching wrestling from the time you were growing up until now, what would be the most memorable match you have seen? And I'm going to change that a little bit.
Okay.
Memorable match in the mainstream and memorable match on the indies.
No, this is an awesome. This is the first thing you've done right all night, GQ. Good question, bro. Good question. I'll start with the easy one first. WrestleMania 14. I was just talking to a very good friend of mine an hour ago about this. Favorite match ever because of the fact that not only was I a big wrestling fan during this time, I was also a huge boxing fan at the time. My favorite boxer is Julio Cesar Chavez. My second favorite boxer ever is Mike Tyson. So the match between Austin and Shawn Michaels, even though I know Shawn Michaels was injured at the time and Stone Cold wasn't necessarily physically at his best in that moment, I think just for nostalgia's sake, I might have picked up my first joint that night too. I don't know, maybe. I don't remember exactly. but that
Did
WrestleMania, I can't either confirm or deny that.
Okay.
But he did suck a lot.
I did not have sexual relations with that joint.
Yeah, but no, I didn't dodge a question.
I didn't. No, you did. No, you slithered away from it quite nicely. So yeah, Austin Michaels with Mike Tyson as the as the referee was probably my favorite match ever. At the time, it was kind of the pinnacle of the match that you could have. This is, Andre Hogan in the 90s, in my opinion, that particular matchup. I mean, you could say maybe it was Rock Austin, but I don't know. I would dare to say that Shawn Michaels was maybe just slightly a notch higher in the pro wrestling rankings for me than Rock. So to see Austin and Shawn Michaels with Mike Tyson in the mix and DX and all that stuff, definitely without a shadow of a doubt will always be my favorite match. Not that it's like the best technical match of all time. As far as the indies go, it's 2 matches. I'm going to give a little love to my St. Louis folk and a little bit of love to my KC folk. In St. Louis, I got to see a Dynamo Pro Championship match between Ricky Cruz and Dirty Jake Durden. And this match was all over the place. This is just one segment of a match that had many incredible moments. Ricky Cruz gets his head smashed through a wall and then promptly returns the favor. So now there are 2 big holes side by side to each other in this venue. And I don't know if it was because all those shorty big shots I had that night. It was a good time. Shout out to Shorty Biggs. I had a lot of shorty shots that night, man. I love them. The Bum Rush Brothers are one of my favorite tag teams in Dynamo history. So that match, and then there was a match between Jeremy Wyatt and Mark Sterling about a year before Metro Pro Wrestling closed its doors and converted over to NWL. The match between those 2 guys was Kansas City wrestling kind of at its finest, in my opinion. And these guys come from like Chris Goff and Derek Stone and, Matt Wall. I mean, all these guys that have kind of worked with each other back and forth from Kansas City to St. Joseph to St. Louis. These guys all have history in the area. To be able to see them in that moment have not only the match, but like the rivalry that they had for those several matches that they had leading up to this particular match. It was a 60-minute Iron Man match between Mark Sterling and the 2 big Italian brothers. I forgot the Burger Kings, or no, not the Burger Kings, the King brothers versus Jeremy Wyatt all by himself. It's hard for me to describe it because I don't remember every moment of the match, but I remember, as far as an independent wrestling fan, I don't think I've ever been more into a match than that match between Jeremy Wyatt and Mark Sterling. So those are my 2 favorite matches ever, I think. That may change next week, but that's how I feel right now. So there you have it. Yeah.
There you go. All right, man. So Drake, speaking of matches, tell us your memories of your first match and like who did you face and what memory stands out to you about your first match?
CJ Shine, and he won rather convincingly. I remember being scared for my life. I thought this could be the day I die. That's not me being Drake Lee right now. I'm being dead serious. I thought this could be the day, Drake, that your decisions really do cost you. And it wasn't. I just lost really bad. I got hit in the face multiple times. The people were very rude. I thought they treated me very unfairly. And, it just was what it was. But that's why I'm just glad that I can use my platform now to tell those people that, I am better than them.
Wow.
There you go.
Nothing wrong with that statement.
Yeah.
It's a true statement.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
He's probably looking for something that's over my left shoulder right here that I hold currently. So
Hey.
Well, he had to actually carry that because it's been adjusted to your waist, Ruby, and nobody can wear it right now.
this is the
He'll have it on his
popcorn
shoulder
by
and
the way.
dragging it around.
This is how far we've fallen. We're going up.
Ruby, he can take it from me easily. I can guarantee. How about this? One of these days, let's have a match: Rick Ruby versus Drake Lee. I manage Drake Lee. Renee managed Ruby.
Hey, you forgot. I've got an advisory panel I can bring anybody in here. I've got at least 3 people on my advisory panel that I can bring down to ringside, so they'll put you in check. And I know someone who's 5'2" who's got your number, so don't even go there. Don't even go there.
I know that this short and all this. She's about 4'6", so.
Yeah, she's going to shove a size 7 straight up your keister, too. You keep making the short jokes about her, too. I'm just saying. Just saying.
I slapped her before. I'll slap her again.
Shoot. So, Renee, time's kind of getting away on us because, man, we really want to get to this other part. But kind of go over the history of the Wrestle Talk podcast, if you would, like how it started, who started it, and how did you get involved into the fold of the show?
All right, man. Well, I do love telling this story. So Joe Nightmare Jones is actually the founder of the Wrestle Talk podcast. He was the one that initially signed up for Blog Talk Radio, and he and a buddy of ours who recently passed away, Rick Rose, were the two original hosts of the show. And I'll tell you something, man. Like, I guess it's always hard to pause here because Rick was such an important part of the show, even though he wasn't around like the last, what's it been now? A year, close to a year since he's been gone. But I guess it would have never gotten to where it was before I got there without Rick, even though Joe was the founder. And the fact that when Rick left to do some paranormal stuff for network TV, he trusted me to take the reins along with Joe as permanent host of the show, because originally I met Rick at an independent wrestling show, and he's like, dude, I've been hearing you talk trash all show. We were just laughing, carrying on, having a good time. He's like, you should come on my podcast. I'd love to get your perspective on the show. One visit turned to 2, 2 turned to 5, 5 turned to 10. And when he was ready to step away, he asked me to take over the show, like I said, along with Joe. And since then, we've taken it from a podcast it was a very modest podcast. I mean, it wasn't anything special. And now we've had the opportunity to interview countless people. We've done tours. We've gone to cons to promote the show and been invited as guests. We've run a couple of shows ourselves, not necessarily like Wrestle Talk promotions, but it was shows that we were heavily involved in promoting. So I guess there's a lot of intricacies to the story, but what you need to know is Joe started it. Rick kind of gave it its persona and personality, then trusted me to take it over. And since then, we've just been able to add different layers to it, including adding the Maestro Jeremy Carb of I-70 Sports Media and the uber talented, incredibly handsome, I'm waiting for some of that paycheck back, City on the Hill, Drake Lee. And I'll tell you what, again, like I said earlier, I think the future of the show is even more promising than its past. But really what keeps me going is I have a lot outside of just the podcast, with my fantasy group and with family and with work and all these sorts of things. I serve as a district manager for a big company. So this is my getaway, man. Like, doing the podcast and talking wrestling makes everything else go away, and it allows me to just have fun and crack jokes and be joked on and all that kind of stuff. So it's a release more than anything, man. Sometimes we've had 3 people that listen. Sometimes we've had 300 people that listen to the show. All I know is I always feel great when it's done. And as long as it always feels like that for me, man, I hope to keep going with it, to be honest.
Yeah. And because I know you mentioned Jeremy, and of course with Drake, and who are, with the members of the, what, tell us a little about, what their roles are and how they help build you the brand of the podcast.
All right. Well, what we did was we went from doing the show every Tuesday, just Joe and I. Well, now what we do is we mix up the tandems. Sometimes it's Joe and Drake. Sometimes it's Maestro and Rene, and vice versa. We like to keep it that way because we've done 5 years of shows where it's just Joe and I. And it's a good show. It's an enjoyable show. But at some point, you got to add some different flavors to the recipe. And bringing in some young, talented blood like Drake and Jeremy the Maestro is very, very healthy for the show because they bring a completely different perspective. And sometimes when we spend too much time talking about old stuff in wrestling, Drake and Jeremy bring a brand new perspective, and they're up to date on what's happening with wrestling today. They're involved in wrestling today. So, what better way to keep the show youthful than to bring in some super youthful, talented guys to be a part of it? They balance us out. Luke Skywalker Roberts does a lot of the legwork when it comes to booking interviews and doing the press releases and things of that nature. He kind of keeps us all in our seats, so to speak, during class. And I need that because I'm kind of a off the wall, just kind of off the cuff, kind of guy. And in order for us to be able to be successful and be consistent, we do need structure So that's kind of the role that Skywalker plays. And the one and most unheralded member of Team Wrestle Talk is Big Hoss out of West Virginia, man. He runs the boards for us. He does the drops. He screens the callers. And he even helps us book some of the interviews out on the East Coast. So currently, what is it? We're a 6-man team. You only see 2 on the air usually at a time, but it's quite the production now with all of us and trying to coordinate everyone. But, man, we're all different. We all bring different personalities. Think about it this way. Drake, he's from the Midwest, but he has that Italian heritage. And you got Jeremy Carp, who's got his own unique background, and Joe, who's out east, and John is out east. And then you got Luke Skywalker Roberts, who's got 30 years in the business. So we all bring something so different. It's really a melting pot of personalities and ideas and love for wrestling, man. So I don't know if I'm giving you the gist of the show, but that's at least what keeps me excited and motivated about it, because we're all so different and we all bring something so unique to the table. So, yeah.
Next time you talk to Luke Roberts, ask him if he still looks at the sky when he talks.
Do I look like a messenger, bro? Message him your damn self.
No,
what the hell are you talking about?
He was still rookie.
I know you're old, bro, but you got to learn how to send a text message. I mean, come on, bro.
Hold on. When he was a rookie, he would do promos in the ring, holding the mic, but looking up at the sky while he's talking. Seriously.
Well, I think he was doing everyone a favor. So, I mean, never. I love you. Never, sorry, Skywalker.
I was not a part of this,
him.
Skywalker. I was not a part of this.
Didn't you just say something about him being late one day and you being able to do commentary because of it?
That's not bad. That's a story.
Oh, no,
You're insulting the man.
Because Skywalker doesn't care about punctuality. Shut up, Drake Lee. You're so full of it. Oh,
Do you see how he talks to me? Do you see how he talks to me?
I'm just speaking facts here, fam.
Hold on.
I still love him.
Renee, Drake, hold on. Forget Renee is your part of the show again. And I want to ask you, which interview has been your favorite so far since you've been a part of the show?
There's 2. Al Snow's was awesome. Actually, there's 3. I lied. Al Snow's was really good to hear what he's doing to actually revolutionize, I think, professional wrestling with OVW trying to accomplish is really cool. To hear some of the stories and stuff of yesterday were really cool also. Bob Orton's was really cool because he actually did bounce in a bar in my hometown in Alton. So just to talk with him about that a little bit, and just to talk with him about wrestling in general, and helping his son Nathan, who's in comedy, he's really funny, do his first ring announcing appearance with Fighting for Autism. But I think the big one that I think's been the best, I think, is still Herb Simmons, without a doubt. I could probably say I have learned more from 5 minutes of talking with Herb than probably talking with most people for a year.
And I think Herb, when we interviewed him, he has so much knowledge and information. I think that was probably our longest show. And I ended up having missed some of it because I was getting technical difficulties over here, though, too. So, and Herb was like one of the first ones I said hi to when I met him out in the Cauliflower Alley Club a couple of years back at the reunion out there. And he's one of the best guys in the business, in my opinion.
Consensus.
Without a doubt.
Hey, that's the first thing all 4 of us has agreed on all night. Isn't that great?
Now can we agree on that lime green color is horrible? Can we all agree on that?
Got something in my eye, GQ.
I mean, I'm not a fan of lime green. I'll just throw it out there. I'm not going to just insult Rick.
That's okay. Okay.
Yeah, and GQ, read your messages that I sent you on your phone. If you can move to question 11, and I'm going to backtrack to. I'm actually going to backtrack to question 10 and 12, merging that myself. So go ahead and ask Renee what your question.
The 11 one now? Or?
Yeah.
You're confusing me. Are we still all messed up? So, Renee, one of the other projects we like to do is provide spot color commentary for different promotions in the Kansas City area. What's the best match you've called so far?
Wow. I don't know the answer to that question. And it's not me evading or even out of fear that I might forget somebody, but I've had the privilege to call probably the best matches in several different companies' history, including XWE and KCXW and Midwest Elite Wrestling. So 3 different companies. I can tell you that I really, really enjoy calling Leo Dioria's matches, a guy known as Leo D, who also happens to have some of that Italian heritage. Whenever I get a chance to call any of his matches, it's always a real pleasure because he always brings something new. There's also another guy from KCXW named Calvin Aldridge, who whenever I get a chance to call his matches, it's always really, really exciting. And there's an up-and-coming guy now by the name of Infinite, Wyatt Gingell, who's one of the bigger guys to ever come out of Kansas City. And he's looks like $1 million. I mean, he's like 6'3", 6'4", chiseled, great look, full head of hair, the whole deal. So I can only speak to maybe not necessarily matches, but some of the guys. Kit Reaver is another guy out at XWE that I always enjoy watching. Just brings a totally different dynamic. He's kind of got like that metal thing going on, leather pants and all that, big tattoos all over his body. He's another guy that whenever I get a chance to see him work, no matter who he's facing, he had a match against Malico. Are you guys familiar with Malico?
Heard of him.
Like a demon clown type, Oklahoma / Texas. Yeah. He's got a pretty legit thing going on for him, and I got to call 2 matches between Kit Reaver and Malico, and those were some of the best matches. I mean, I've gotten to call matches for Angel Medina matches against Kyle King. I went out to Central Illinois and called some stuff for Jesse Matthews. Where was that? We were, right in like Lincoln country, man. It was out like at a county fair. I think it was KLD versus Mike Outlaw in that matchup. Proving Ground Pro is the company that it was for. But yeah, man, I've had a chance to call matches for some of the illest dudes going even today still. So for me to nail any particular matches down is going to be kind of hard, but hopefully you guys are cool with me giving you at least some of the guys that I remember calling matches for that were pretty freaking sick. Pretty sick.
Yeah. Awesome, man.
I know there's quite a few groups in Missouri you still need to try to check out at some point, though, too.
I agree.
ACW, you need to check out some of their shows, especially since they're one of the principal people that are involved with the Midwest Wrestling Hall of Fame, too.
Yeah, bro, and you know what? We're getting ready to do a little bit of a run with those boys now that the Hall of Fame is rolling back around. So you're absolutely right, man. I've been to 4 different promotions in Illinois. I think 5 different promotions in Missouri. But yeah, still got a ways to go, bro. And I've never been to a Cauliflower Alley Club yet, so I want to do that too. A lot to go still on my bucket list, man.
Oh yeah.
We're hoping September this year. Trust me, we're hoping for that one.
Yeah.
Changed 4 times now.
All right. So we'll go ahead and talk over with Drake here. So Drake, a couple things here I want to know here. First off, do you have any specific long-term goals in mind that you'd like to achieve in the ring? And also, the fans see the city on the hill, Drake Lee. What do you want the fans to remember most about you as a wrestler?
Yeah, so can you repeat the first one? My internet kind of buffered out there for a second.
Yeah. Well, we'll do this here. Well, the first part is, do you have any specific long-term goals in mind as a competitor that you like to achieve in the ring? And then the other part is, when the fans see Drake, the city on the hill, Drake Lee, what do you want the fans to remember most about you as a wrestler?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. If I answer your question wrong, just yell at me. Renee does it all the time because my internet really does bug. But I think you said something about goals in wrestling to achieve my. The goal I want to achieve in the ring is quite simple. It's to and hold the sanctity that is the 1% of professional wrestling. I mean, you look at people; they go out there, and I'm not saying names, but some people go out there and they make their own little, clothes, and they go out there and they jump off a 10-foot building, and we all clap, and we all paid our $10, and that's great. And with that being said, Anyway, so I feel like it's my duty to show people that there's only a certain breed of individual that really should grace a ring. Somebody that is, quite frankly, probably younger. Someone that has a good look. Someone that has a very good brain, because I do. Someone with real world experience, and someone we could all aspire to be, because who wouldn't want to be it, right? So that's my big goal in wrestling, and we're going to use the same concepts, okay? And that's.
There you go. Yeah, well, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. So, I'm going to shift gears here, at least on mine, because I want to make sure that I'm ready for this next question here. And actually, this last question here I got here for Rene is one of your major projects that you run is the Fantasy Wrestling League, which is very popular across the globe. You also feature some events that center around the league. So tell us a little bit more about the FWWC and the big event coming up. This coming up WrestleMania weekend here, probably in about a few weeks.
All right, man. Well, let me start with the event first. And I wanted to do something special for you guys because I really just am honored about this invitation and the fact that we get an opportunity to be here and talk to you guys, because you guys do have such a great show in your own right. We are switching venues. For the last couple of years, all the events that we've done have been at a wonderful establishment that's minority owned here in the Kansas City area, known as Esports Bar KC. B. Will is a good friend of mine. He continues to be a business partner, but because of all the changes that happened over the last calendar year or so, it just didn't really make sense for either of us to continue the partnership at this point. So we were kind of put in a position where we needed to kind of fill a void. And here's the thing. The members of the Wrestle Talk family and the FWWC are very passionate, and they really, really like to get together in community. Okay. It's no different really than like a football watch party, except this is revolving around wrestling. And a lot of the people that participate and go to these watch parties, everyone's welcome, but a lot of them are members of the Fantasy Wrestling Worldwide chapter. We've had people travel from each coast and both borders to come to the watch parties here in Kansas City. And someday we hope to have one in St. Louis and beyond. But really what it comes down to for me is, when we have a situation like what's going on with esports where they're not able to facilitate us, we got to kind of get back on our feet quickly. And fortunately, we made a lot of great relationships and partnerships. And one of our sponsors, who's been our sponsor now for the last couple of months, Kincaid at the Oak Park Mall, which is like a retro arcade place, kind of like Aladdin's Castle. I don't know if that sounds familiar to any of you guys. These Aladdin's Castles were just kind of old school arcades in the mall many, many years ago. Now, though, it's kind of been redone and taken to a whole nother level. And so right next to the vintage toy store at the Oak Park Mall in Overland Park, Kansas, there is a vintage arcade that is called Kincaid, and that's where we're going to be having our event. You guys can see the poster. Rick, thank you so much for sharing that. We're going to give you a slice of pizza, a drink, unlimited gaming, the pay-per-view, and we're going to have Mario Smash Brothers going on a whole nother TV as well for $20. Kids are 10. The event goes from 5 to 10 o'clock, an hour before WrestleMania, an hour after, and we may even stay a little bit after that. So if you guys are interested, just hit me up. We're not taking any pre-sale stuff. We're just going to let people pay at the door just to make it simple. All forms of payment are accepted. But, the biggest thing for us, Dave, and this is really what it came down to, was we used to try to cram 40 to 45 people in my place for watch parties. My wife was done with it. She was like, no, like Roberto Duran, bro. She was like, no mas. So there was kind of a do or die moment there. Like, okay, are we going to pursue this any further, or are we just going to let it die out? And being the guy that I am, I decided that we were going to do something bigger with it. And we started going to different locations around the city that don't really have anything going on Sunday afternoon. It's typically a slow bar day, a slow restaurant day, Sunday afternoons. And they love us now, bro, because we're guaranteed to bring in 30 to 40 people. They all like to spend money. They all are good folk, no crazy stuff, people acting wild and breaking stuff, nothing like that. And now, again, we've been kind of dealt a rough card, but we found a new home. So I guess the breaking news is we're officially moving. Our a Universe Mania watch party is not going to be at esports. It's actually going to be at Kincaid at the Oak Park Mall. Hopefully anybody who watches this, who loves wrestling, will make an attempt to come out. And who knows, maybe one of these days we'll get Drake Lee out to one of these parties too, because I think that'd be freaking awesome to have him and the Maestro and Roberts and, hey, even you guys, if you want to come too. I think it'd be awesome.
If you're only going to give one piece of pizza, why would... That's it? You said a slice of pizza? We all get one?
Because he's eating the rest of it. Drake, he's eating the rest of it.
There's some truth to that.
Also, shout out to Ricky Cruz while we're up here.
Shout out Ricky. But anyway, yeah, man, that's what's up with the watch party. We merged kind of all the members of the fantasy group and all the members of the Wrestle Talk family, and we invite them all to get together in one place. That's what we do for our watch parties. We do them for all four bigs: SummerSlam, Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, and this is the granddaddy of them all, Universe Mania, Daddy. That's kind of what it's all about now, and I'll keep this part brief. The fantasy wrestling group, bro, it's this simple. It's a wrestling promotion for people who can't do what you guys do. They can't be legitimate referees, legitimate wrestlers, legitimate managers. Sometimes it's a financial thing. Sometimes it's a mental disability thing. Sometimes it's other circumstances that don't allow people to go in and pursue their dream to be a professional wrestler. Well, in the FWWC, if you have a cell phone and you can talk trash and you know a little bit about the current product, you can become a champion. And let me tell you guys, this is no shade on any promotion. The championship belts that we have for our fantasy group are better than 65% of the championships that I see in the promotions in our area. No shade. I'm telling you, bro.
How'd you come up with that number?
I did the math. I mean, duh.
What? Okay. Wow. I was trying to help encourage the question and your answer. I was trying to build it up so you could show people how, wow.
What do the logistics have to do with this? I'm putting over the belts. Let me do my job.
Okay. I'll just sit back and relax and enjoy the ride.
You got to relax. That's what you should have done from the beginning. Oh, my gosh, Drake Lee. I don't know how we're going to work together in this upcoming segment. I have no idea how we're going to get through this.
If you take a baby aspirin, we'll be all on the same page. It'll all be good.
Okay, I'll take a baby aspirin as soon as you take your, soon as you take your Midol, I'll take my baby aspirin.
Damn.
Oh, bang bang.
Wow. Holy crap, man.
Do you want to play? Do you want to play rough? We can play rough, man.
Okay.
All
right. Anyway, so let me finish, please. So the fantasy group allows people who otherwise would be professional wrestlers that can't be, kind of have the locker room environment, the competitive aspect, the championships, the camaraderie, and the competition. And I don't know if you guys have heard of eFeds before. A lot of times, like, you drop a promo and somebody types everything up and they decide who wins and loses. Us, no, we compete. During Raw, NXT, and AEW, and SmackDown, people are live. They're making picks on who they think who's going to win. So your wrestling knowledge and your ability to make predictions is key. So it's a real competition. People pay to have the opportunity to compete for these belts. The two main championships at this point are all upwards of $300 in value. I mean, they're very, very nice championships, things that you're proud to walk around with when you go to an independent wrestling show. And somebody goes, man, I never seen that belt before. It says FWWC. What's that? So the level of promos, the championships, the competition, the camaraderie, and the creativity that we have in the world, the Fantasy Wrestling Worldwide chapter is second to none. And as a matter of fact, we've had many local professional wrestlers who are still active come to the FWWC just to work on their promo game. Legit. And I know he wouldn't mind me saying this. The Suplex Cyclone, Kurt Gannon, he's one of those guys that was in the FWWC working on his promo game. Johnny Rocco of World Powerhouse Wrestling up in Illinois, he was also a member of the FWWC, and I'm sure he wouldn't have a problem with me saying that either. So the FWWC is something, bro, that I'm very passionate about. The people there are passionate about what they do, and it's a great alternative. We even have people in wheelchairs, bro, like, that are doing their thing and winning belts and they're champs and they're over and shit like that. So this platform that we provided for people, myself and my partner, DeJuan Mills of Royal Mills Transportation, we created something spectacular, man. That's why we call ourselves the world's premier fantasy wrestling promotion. And I will hear no arguments to the contrary. I'm that passionate about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's an awesome thing, especially getting others to fulfill their dream, even to be somehow involved in the business other than just watching it and getting a chance, like live their fantasy. So that's an awesome thing you're doing, man. And man, much kudos to you in doing that. And definitely, I bet you that party's going to be rocking, man, because I know I'm an old school gamer myself, and I'm sure if I had a chance to get up to Overland Park, I don't think I want to leave the mall once again in it, because I only go to one store.
Bro, come on, man. You and GQ jump in the ride, man. Free admission for you guys if you come out from St. Louis, bro. Free admission.
Yeah.
I'm in Hollywood. I'm not in St. Louis.
Oh, you're in Hollywood? Hollywood, Florida? Yeah, okay. That's so. Yeah, because that's where Hulk Hogan's from, right, Drake?
Blow it out your ass, Renee.
GQ's from Hollywood Hills, Indiana, so it's
Hollywood Hills.
Oh man!
I love this. This is so good.
Shoot, it's been. I mean, we went over it a little bit, but I think we're going to be okay. But I think we're about set for our next part of the evening, man. And I'm just real psyched about this. You mentioned WrestleMania parties, and guess what, man? We are in the season, and it is time. Yes, sir, it is time. It is time for the WrestleMania Trivia Challenge, brothers. That's right. That's right. And hopefully it gets us down here, because I'm going to put up the banners here, because, let's hold on, man. Well, it's hard to do this at times here.
Sounds like the power of love. That's what that song sounds like. That's the power of love.
This is actually released 30 years ago, used at WrestleMania 7.
Oh, wow. I like that.
So this is the theme song here. So, yeah, this is bringing back some old school flavor here. So here's what we got here, guys. We're going to throw down some house rules. We're going to try for 3 rounds, 5 questions each. And we're going to be asking each other. We're going to try to out trivia each other. And the scoring is going to be, we're going to have 4 categories. It's going to be broken out to the 80s, 90s, 2000s, and 2010s. All with values going from 10 to 50 points. 5 questions in each of the categories, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Scoring will be like that one show that Alex Trebek hosted. So, you could choose your points, but if you get the question wrong, you're going to lose those points. And even if it don't matter, if you go below 0, you will be in a negative. So, for those in the chat,
is this Celebrity Jeopardy now? Are we going to have like negative 10,000 points?
I mean, if you answer the questions, Drake, probably so. So,
oh God, dang it.
Bang bang.
But here's what we go. We're going to try to put up a little ticker here right now. There's no score. So there we go. And we'll update it after every question.
Now, real quick, Ruby, is group points, though, right? Not solo points combined with each other.
Combined, yes. This is Wrestle Talk Podcast versus Falls Count Everywhere. And for me, of course, obviously, guys, no Googling. Try to see the...
And no help from the people watching the show. So shut up.
No.
Well, only Dave can see the comments and use that to his advantage. So I think that's a disadvantage for us.
Yeah. Here's what I'll ask here, guys. Please do not comment or try to get a guess at the answer until we have guessed the correct answer or the correct answer has been revealed.
The internet listens to nobody. That's your first mistake.
Yeah.
By the way, since this is a competition, I want to make you guys aware that, can you put up that ticker again, the score ticker? Can you put that up again? So I want to make you aware that our abbreviation, WTP, stands for Wrestle Talk Podcast, and your guys' abbreviation is short for feces.
Oh, come on.
Yep. That's the acronym for feces. Yep, just letting you know.
Wow, okay.
I thought WTP was weird trash pussy.
White trash bag.
I said weird. I didn't say white. I said weird.
We had to make it racial. Way to go, guys.
I said weird.
Hey,
I
hold
said
on.
weird. He said white.
God, Renee, do you hear that?
I hear a bunch of excuses. Yes.
That's the sound of our
man.
ticker that continuously goes up this entire hour.
Bop, bop, bop.
Hey, it's the only thing with Renee that's ever going to go up. So
Hey, I got 3 kids. Plenty of things go up around here, buddy. Take it easy.
yeah, the
Take
mailman.
it easy. The mailman.
Oh,
This guy.
Wow.
No, the milkman. Just
The milkman.
for the sake of accuracy.
It's
That
an
stuff's
alternate.
not milk.
milkman.
Trust me, it's not milk.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, moving on.
Moving on. Yeah, we're not going to get through this here. So,
Sick puppy. Sick puppy.
we're going to start with our first round here. Now, you guys can discuss before giving your final answer. Usually, we try to give about maybe 15 seconds or so. But yeah, so you guys get to go first. I'll have to just kind of make a note of what's on our board here. So go ahead, pick your category, pick your value, and I will go ahead and ask.
Drake, you want to go first?
you can go first, Renee.
Okay. My first category is going to be 1990s for 20 points, please.
Okay, 1990s, 20 points. All right. Who did The Undertaker defeat at WrestleMania 13 to become WWF champion?
I think I got this one, Drake. I'm going to say he defeated Bret Hart.
What'd you just say? Is that what you?
I am sorry. The
think it was
correct
Sid
answer
Vicious.
is the correct answer is Psycho Sid.
Damn it, that was my second game.
I knew that. You said you had it.
I thought I had it until I didn't,
Oh,
and I didn't have it.
Dear God.
What you have?
I didn't
is
see
a
you
point.
jumping. I didn't see you jumping up and down saying, ooh, I know. If you know, then you got to say it. Because I was like fairly confident, like 65%
You guys
confident.
can talk it out and then give the final answer.
We
You
know
can
that,
talk
but
it out.
I know, but I thought I knew it. So we didn't need to talk it out until, well, I mean, it's easy after the fact. Oh, screw you guys.
Wow.
Screw you guys.
All right. So, GQ, why don't you pick a question for us, man?
Oh, hell. Let's do 90s and 30 points.
All right, I think that's me. Here's your question from WrestleMania in the 90s. During WrestleMania 6, in a rare $1 million championship defense, the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, faced off against a man who just the year before had a huge win at WrestleMania 5. Name this superstar.
Oh, man. GQ, do you have any guesses?
Thinking.
Thinking too. Okay.
Which WrestleMania did you say again?
WrestleMania 6.
WrestleMania
I
6.
may have an idea.
Time's up.
Okay. Do you have an idea, GQ?
No.
I'm going to say the Big Boss Man.
Can I get the drop? Can I get the drop now? The sadness drop? Can I get that?
It's not your show.
I'm asking. I'm just asking.
Yeah.
No, we do a traditional one. Play it, Ruby. You know which one. I was asking earlier about it.
Which one?
So I got it wrong, huh?
Yep, you did.
Like Lady Luck just gave you the finger.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I love audio drops. Oh, the correct answer is the one, AEW's very own Jake the Snake Roberts.
Oh, my God.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
All right. So let's show this after question one, round one. There you go. We are losers. We are losers.
This is what happens when you let Renee answer questions.
I thought okay, you know what? I'm gonna let it go.
All right. So where
I can cuss in Italian. I'm just letting you know. Drake, you're up.
Join the club. Do you want a trophy?
I mean, that'd be nice. A medal. How about can I get a medal? A medal and a cookie? Go ahead, bro. It's you.
All right. I think, you know what we're going to go with, Rene?
What up?
I think we're going to go with WrestleMania 2000s for 30 points. Get us out of this hole you dug us.
Let's go, baby. Let's
All
go.
right. Okay. All right. WrestleMania 2000s for 30 points.
Hey, I can read it.
Do you want to read it?
No, you can't.
I'll read it.
Don't lie to the people. Don't lie to the
Which
people.
WrestleMania featured the first ever Money in the Bank ladder match?
WrestleMania 29.
Is that your final answer?
Rene, converse with me because it's either 29 or it's 27 or 29. Or it might be 25.
I'm going to defer to you on this one because I would have guessed 29, but I'm not sure.
No, I'm going to go a little bit younger than that. I'm going to go 2005. 25. Or not 2005, 25. I lied.
Which number WrestleMania?
25.
WrestleMania 25?
Yes.
What are you, a dumbass?
Oh, no! Damn it!
That was you had the idea, but I was,
21.
he had the year.
Ooh.
He mentioned the year, but I was looking for the number. That was WrestleMania 21.
Oh, my God. So technically I was still right, so Rene can't yell at me.
Right, and I was 8 years off, so, there's that.
Yeah, I was actually looking for that. Okay. I'm going to choose WrestleMania 80s WrestleMania for 30 points.
Okay. 30-point question. At WrestleMania 2, there was a contest other than a professional wrestling contest involving Mr. T and Rowdy Roddy Piper. What was this athletic competition?
That was the 10 rounds of boxing.
That is
Final
correct.
answer.
That is correct.
Correct.
Hey, there we go. Which,
Well done. Well done.
and
One of us is on the board.
Piper lost. He got disqualified in the 4th round by body slamming Mr. T. So there you go.
I see your notes are serving you well there, Mr. Ruby. Just kidding.
That's right. I like the
This is
score.
why my notes is. I'm keeping score, which we did.
This is where Zero feels good right now.
No.
Wait a minute,
After
Ruby?
the questions. Oh my goodness. All right,
okay,
so
my
that's
fault. I
after
was back.
2. That is after 2. All right, so who's going next?
Whose turn is it? Is it me?
It's Renee's.
Okay. I'm gonna be a little modest here and go 10 points in the 10s, WrestleMania 10s.
Okay. All right, for 10 points, who was the winner of the first ever Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal?
Okay, Drake, I want to kind of say Cesaro, but maybe it was Big Show.
Yep.
Big Show? Yeah, okay. Well, I'll lean on my buddy Drake, whose brain is still fully well functioning and intact, unlike me because I'm getting old. But yeah, we'll go ahead and say Big Show.
I have a signed card of the actual winner of it. You ready?
Baron Corbin? Cesaro!
Cesaro.
Oh,
Wow.
gosh.
Here's a fact. Cesaro was his last elimination was the Big Show. So
Well, that means Big Show won then. Big Show won,
Cesaro's
right?
throughout Big Show.
I mean, according to who? No, I'm just kidding. All right, we're good. I'm just kidding. Revisionist
my
history.
God.
Oh, my goodness. This is terrible. Hey, at least we're only down 10 more points, Drake. Yeah, it's only 10.
Which is funny because I actually had Big Show in the stack though of signed cards too. So
Funny.
I have a feeling that all those cards are really hard to unstick together.
Oh, no. Moving on. Oh,
next
GQ.
round,
GQ, pick one, man.
let's do. 80s for 50 points.
Ooh. At WrestleMania 1, Nikolai Volkov and the Iron Sheik, let me see here, won the WWF Tag Team Championships by defeating these two WWE Hall of Famers. Please name them.
I know GQ. Do you?
U.S. Express, Ruby?
I'm going to say Barry Windham and Mike Rotundo.
That was the U.S. Express. I mean, the original users of Hulk Hogan's Real American theme.
I'm going to say Barry Windham, Mike Rotundo. You're going to go with that final answer?
Yep.
All right. And that is correct, gentlemen. The U.S. Express.
Yep. Which I think we're also
Which was actually what Real American by Rick Derringer was actually originally made for was them, but then Hogan took it. So.
Yep. All right. So after 3 questions here, guys, you're down by 110 points. So I just wanted to let you know.
Ruby, that was
Yeah.
that was a 50-pointer that I got though for that.
I know we had 0 before that. I'm nuts. That's what I'm telling you.
I thought we were
0 plus 50 is 50. We had.
How did we get so far behind, Renee? I feel like this is your fault.
Well,
I'm trying to stay so calm right now, viewers, because I am shaking with rage.
just put your hair up in a man bun and, relax,
I'm not a dirty hippie.
Okay. I've heard others accuse you of being one, but I believe you. I really do.
It's Drake's turn, and then GQ will ask.
All right, let's go.
It is. I want 50 points for WrestleMania 90s.
Bro, if their 10-point questions are that hard, what do you think about this one?
So pay attention to the question.
You said 90s for 50? Which collective tag team name did Money Incorporated defend their WWF Tag Team Championships against at WrestleMania 9?
Can you say that one more time?
Yeah.
Yeah, repeat it again.
Which collective tag team? And Ruby, if I break up again, you just re-ask it. Okay.
Okay.
Which collective tag team name did Money Incorporated defend their WWF Tag Team Championships against at WrestleMania 9?
And this is 80s or 90s?
This is 90s.
I want to say the Rockers, Drake, you think? Maybe?
Yeah, maybe. What? So, which WrestleMania was this again, Renee?
9?
9. So was Dusty there at 9? Would this be something with I don't know, a Money Incorporated thing? Kind of was he going up against that? I feel like he was going with something like that. Not with him, but wasn't he?
Who would have teamed with?
Wow, you're getting some hate, Renee, on the comments. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it was. I don't know, Renee. I'm going to defer this one to you. I thought we were going to get a easy one for us and get a late 90s one, but I think we aren't going to get that. But I want to say the Rockers. I don't know. I just have this feeling. Yeah, the Rockers. I think, Renee, that's our best option.
That's all I got, bro.
Okay. Sorry, guys.
I was waiting for it.
That would be the Mega Maniacs.
That that broke up.
The Mega Maniacs, I heard that.
The Mega Maniacs, Hulk Hogan and Brutus the Barber
Brutus
Beef.
the Barber. Hey. With the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. Actually, I have an autographed picture of that somewhere too around it.
Aaron, I wasn't wrong. We didn't know. It was Renee who answered.
All right. So,
blame it on me. It's fine.
all right. So we are at. Oh, so I got to pick. Okay, I got to pick. All right.
You sure the score was right though, Ruby? I thought they were like a negative 110 or something.
What?
Yeah, you guys actually are at a negative 110.
No, let's leave it. Let's leave it. I mean, it just who cares?
All right. Can we go? And I should have. GQ, give me one of what have we asked? What have we picked so far, Renee? Do you know?
Hell no.
What have we picked so far?
We haven't done 2010s, Ruby. If you want to try that,
let's go 2000. Let's kind of give ourselves a breather. We're going to go 2010s for 10 points.
All right.
For how many points?
10.
10.
You said 90s for 10?
2010s for 10 points.
Okay, that's you, Drake.
All right, 2010s for 10s. If I break up Renee's answer, so just for the sake of time.
Gotcha.
This wrestler beat Baron Corbin at WrestleMania 36.
Oh,
These guys are not good. If it was all 2000s and 10s, you guys would be done. You guys would be done.
36? Wasn't 36 in 2020? He went outside the realm. Okay. Did you pay attention at all, GQ, about the question?
He's over there sleeping. He looks like he fell asleep.
I'm thinking. It's like pretty much everybody's got Baron Corbin. We just got to pick who.
Oh my god,
Renee, that's my method to this question because so many people have beaten this dude.
He was such a beast at NXT. I don't know what the hell they did with him. It's terrible.
Nothing.
Yeah, sad.
I have one guess.
I mean, but what?
The only one I'm thinking of is Elias.
I'm thinking
What do you guys get?
Zack Ryder.
Zack Ryder. No, I don't think it was Zack Ryder. I don't think so.
I'm saying Zack Ryder.
Well, he asked me. I'm going to override. I'm saying Elias. Final answer.
Mr. GQ, what would you say right now to Rick if you found out he was wrong?
Slap
I'm
the
not
camera.
surprised.
Well, the good news is you don't have to. There's another 10 points. God.
Damn it!
That is correct.
All right.
We're getting killed. This is not even, I mean, this is worse than anything probably ever.
Well, I mean, you're only missing your pipe, your sailor hat, and your flowery shirt, Captain Obvious. I know we're losing.
I'm just saying it looks like betting odds right now.
You want some Captain Morgan there, Captain?
Oh my god.
I hate you more now. I didn't think that was possible.
Renee, quit being a maker's mark.
Oh gosh. All right. So
You have the. I need the Price is Right. The Price is Right. Drop that bump bump.
oh yeah. Well,
We got it.
Wait, what? Hit it from my man GQ real quick. Yeah, that's for you, GQ.
yeah. Oh my god. So I choose now, or no. Renee, you choose.
All right, gosh. Okay, well, I'm gonna take a little bit of a shot here. Let me get the 40-point question from the 2000s, please.
Okay. 40 points. Who did Rey Mysterio challenge for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship at WrestleMania 19?
I know it
You
was
guys can
somebody
converse.
different. It was somebody that we wouldn't really think. It wasn't like a matchup I would put Rey Mysterio with. No, I do know that. Or was it Chavo? I don't know. Now I'm confused. Rick's looking at me weird. Mr. GQ, apparently. While we're thinking, I do have a note here. I can't say from who, but I have a big office. And I heard that you're famous for liking his macho mug of milk. Whose note is that for? Who has a macho mug?
It's called the Last Will and Testament of Luke Roberts.
I bet you it ain't sweeter than this mug. Play with me.
Renee, what do you got? I'm
gonna go with Chavo Guerrero. That's who I believe that it was, but I'm not really. I'm not confident.
No.
Yeah.
Wait, is that our final answer?
Wait. Hold on.
Is that our final answer, Drake? I'm not sure. I was just going off what you said.
No, I don't know. You know what? Fuck it. Yeah. Let's just, because we aren't going to get this. We're getting killed.
Jeff Hardy. Damn it.
No, that's this. This is Jeff Hardy. This is Matt Hardy.
What? Matt Hardy did that? When?
V1, yeah, V1.
Oh, gosh. Nobody watches TNA, bro. Stop it. Stop trying to get TNA over, bro.
Didn't someone get killed on TNA like a year ago when we're all
oh my god,
forget it happened?
No one cares. I'm sorry. Oh man, I almost want to see how low we can go now. Like, how low can we get our score negative? I'm almost curious at this point. We're gonna set a record one way or another.
We are going to make Sean Connery, whatever anymore. We're gonna make him proud. We're
Hell
gonna have
yeah.
the most negatives. It's scary.
Let's go.
So apparently, me and Falls Count Everywhere Podcast is playing bowling, and Wrestle Talk Podcast is playing golf. So
because they're not used to the big balls, they're used to the small ones.
Oh,
I don't play with anyone's balls but my own. Sorry, bro. That's your deal, not mine.
That's why I'm saying small ones.
Let's go.
Wait. Can I do? Let's see. Can I do the 80s for 20 points?
Yes. Make sure that one hasn't been taken already. Okay, here we go. It has not. 20 points. WrestleMania during the 80s. Andre the Giant has. Be quiet, Siri. Andre the Giant has very few notable losses in high-profile matches. He only lost versus. Okay, he not only lost versus Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 3, but he also lost to fellow WWE Hall of Famer at WrestleMania 5. Name this wrestler.
Okay, that is.
Stop scrolling. Dave Ruby, stop scrolling. I hear the scrolling going on.
He's
there we
pulling
go.
Renee Martinez.
No, he is not. He's pulling a Drake Lee.
I'm picturing Andre WrestleMania 5. I'm picturing Trump's Plaza. And I'm picturing a big snake. That's not a good picture if you say that out loud in any other. But I'm going to say Jake the Snake Roberts.
Let's talk first. Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure of that, GQ.
I have
GQ?
another guess.
Yeah, I mean, unless if you want to say Zack Ryder again, and no, it is not. I know the Warriors profile, so that is incorrect.
All right, GQ, is that your final answer? I mean, Rick, is that your final answer?
Yep, that's it.
And you can award yourself 20 more points.
Correct.
Very well done. Rick is on fire.
Ruby, can we be nice to give them the 20 points?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't object. No, actually, no. Right, Drake? We don't want your pity points. Well, you muted yourself, genius. No one can hear you. But yeah, we don't want your pity points. We don't want it.
Okay.
I'm ashamed you even tried to think about that, Renee. Why would you want points?
I mean, I don't know. I'm
Instead
a
of
little
earning them,
desperate, I guess.
you're starting to think like a hippie.
Well,
All right. So
save me.
that's after round one. We may have to just cut this down to 2 rounds, guys. I don't know. I thought we could have gone a little longer, but we'll see.
You know, if you guys wouldn't have made your questions like, you know, like Fort Knox, maybe this could have been competitive. Jeez Louise.
It's not that hard if you actually pay attention to the wrestling.
I wasn't even alive during some of this.
Yeah, same here.
Oh, yeah, my ass.
Next
Renee,
time,
you were there when Abraham Lincoln was wrestling.
I was born in 1984, my friend. 84. That means I didn't even see any wrestling live in the 80s at all. Period.
Yeah, she did in diapers.
We didn't have a TV. We had a radio. That was it. The whole family, all 15 of us, just one radio.
Closed circuit radio.
Yes, that's right. And you know what was on all the time? La Superestación.
George Burns.
No, not George, but La Superestación 103.1. That's what was on all the time, okay? Okay.
Ricardo! Oh,
Yeah,
Lucy! Oh!
That was on TV, not on the radio, you genius. That was television. Oh, GQ, come on, bro.
Oh, my God.
Never mind. Let's just move on with this ass whooping.
All right, Drake.
I will do WrestleMania 2010s for 100 million points. 50.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, we can do 50. Possibly.
Okay, fair. Good deal.
Ooh. Okay.
No, Drake just
I got
confused. Drake just confused the point totals from what his tab is usually at Hooters. 100 million.
Hooters, I'm not a middle-aged man. I go to a youth bar. I go to one that's full of culture.
All right.
That was funny.
Less clothing.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go with let's see here. I'm gonna pull one of the extras out here, GQ, for this.
Extra hard.
Oh, okay.
So how about this 2010?
2010. Okay.
So, which superstar made his debut at WrestleMania 29 and won his match by pinfall? His WWE debut.
Debuts at WrestleMania. What year was that?
So that'll be 2013. WrestleMania 29.
Okay.
So 8 years in the game?
Yeah. Well, technically, he was
At WWE, I should say.
Yeah. So he made his debut. So he made his character. He made his debut as this gimmick. There's a lot of vignettes about him, and he made his debut and won. He debuted at WrestleMania 29 and won.
Why do I want to say Ryback, bro?
Hold on, I think I got this answer though. If that's
What'd
his
you
final
say?
answer.
What'd you say, Renee? Did you say?
I said Ryback. Or at Rusev, maybe. Who debuted at Mania, bro?
So, are they
Rusev
currently?
been-
Did we say they're currently still competing?
Technically, yes, they are. They are still in the company.
Ziggler's too old for that. Kofi's too old. I mean, I don't know, bro. I got nothing on this one, bro. I got nothing.
I'm just gonna take a stab in the dark here, and I'm going to go. You know what? I'm just gonna go throw a weird one out there because we have no clue. Renee, you can say no if you want, but I'm gonna go with Evan Bourne. When was that ladder match?
I don't have anything at all. Not even a guess. I mean, everybody.
I have nothing.
Okay,
Yeah.
guys,
10 years or
GQ,
more.
if you may.
I got it. Hold on, if it plays.
Damn Android.
Oh God, that's the worst match of all time. Vince McMahon almost apparently killed him for that match. By the way, or Jericho, he hated it, and you know what? I did too. Fandango reminds me of what Rene probably does whenever he's home alone. He just walks around, dances, and he sits there and fucking thinks that he's better than Drake Lee. You know, that's what I truly think happens. I think that's why we're losing. I think we're losing because the team chemistry isn't here. Rene is sending me hateful messages.
What are you talking? I'm just sitting here drinking that top shelf whiskey, bro. You've been watching me the whole time. What are you talking about?
I'll show the world these text messages. You said, oh, okay, never mind. That was from Chris Rodell. Oh.
Oh, it was Rodell that said the Mantra Mug. Okay.
Oh, my God.
Well, now you just snitched on Rodell. Way to go, Drake.
All right. So, Drake, let's see. Oh, no, it's back to Rene now, right?
Oh, dear God. Why me?
Wait a minute. Was that?
Whichever one wants to ask us whichever question we pick.
Yeah.
I guess I pick Ruby, right?
Yeah, I think it's my turn now. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and choose a question here for us guys, if you want, for any category, any.
I have a question for you guys because the score. Can we show the score?
This is 6.5 rounds, or 6 rounds. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is the current score.
So if I may make a suggestion,
yes,
it's totally up to you.
Yes,
we could call Mercy Rule and talk about other shit, or you guys can just continue to humiliate us.
No.
Are you admitting defeat?
No, I am suggesting that we would be better in investing our time in something where the outcome is already pretty much decided.
Listen, Rene, I think it's a good idea, but I don't like the principle here. I think that you're showing the world that Wrestle Talk Podcast quits.
No, you're. What I'm showing is that that we're humble in losing, and that next time we know that these guys are going to come with the really difficult questions. So what I'm going to do is what every man of high integrity does is I'm going to send Luke Roberts an email and make sure that he comes up with the questions for us next time.
You know what? I here's the thing. I like it a little bit. But I think that if we do concede the trivia challenge, we should at least get 50 of their points.
No. Can we at least go back to 0 and then we're good? Can we do that?
How about this? You ask us one of your pick, and then we'll ask you one of our pick, of my pick, and it'll be 100 points on that.
Oh no! How about winner takes all? One question for all the marbles.
Oh, no, I know. I play poker. I know better than that shit.
Okay, so one of you guys isn't a chicken shit. It looks like Dave Ruby's down.
I'm up for it. Why not? Why not?
This is why you're a champion everywhere you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, see?
Thank you.
I'm up for winner take all. And if I lose, I'll take the blame.
You two versus me and Drake. How about that next time, though?
Oh, well, shoot.
Class versus ass.
Yeah.
Hey, it's better than Wrestle Talk Podcast versus feces. I agree with that. Let's go.
Okay, so it's winner take all then, sure.
Let's go.
So go
ahead. Pick any question off of your list and ask us, and then we'll pick any question off our list and ask you guys. How about that?
Okay.
Well, you ask now first.
Sure. We'll go first, Drake. Whatever question you have in your list that you think is going to stump these fine young men. There's a joke if I ever heard of one. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Here comes Drake. Drake?
Oh, is it me?
Yes.
I'm sorry, we cut out. Okay.
Give them your hardest question.
My hardest question. Okay. Well, hold on. I got to switch to our messenger because my document just died. Rene, give him your hardest.
Real quick, before you ask the question, I'm going to ask Ruby which one he wants to do on ours.
Okay, we'll do that. All right, Rene, I know which one I'm going to because when my phone died, I had just saw the question of a lifetime.
All right. You can save us here, Drake.
I could, technically, but you have been kind of mean to me today.
I'm, it's when keeping it real goes wrong, man. Forgive me.
All right, I got our question.
All right, here we go.
Who scored the victory? Who scored the pinfall for victory for the League of Nations over the New Day at WrestleMania 32?
I'm thinking Rusev, Ruby. It's up to you on that.
GQ, I'm going to defer to you.
Great question, Drake. I'm going to say those cards are reference material. Isn't that cheating?
No,
this is my answer.
They're picture cards.
It's reference material. Oh, that's cool.
He's going with Sheamus.
All right.
We suck.
So we'll go with Sheamus.
We suck, man. Our best one.
Okay, that was a sample hardest question. I have the real hardest.
Wait,
Okay.
that was right?
Yes, it was right.
Oh no!
Wow.
They have to get ours. Hold on, Ruby. Let's give them the chance. They have to get ours wrong.
Okay,
Right.
we can
Correct.
still tie it. We can still tie it up. All right, let's go.
Okay.
Okay,
So-
you ready?
No, not even close, but let's do it anyway.
This is such a freaking train wreck.
Kane won the ECW championship in just 11 seconds at WrestleMania 24 from which WWE superstar? Or
Who
technically
won it?
ECW superstar.
Who won it?
Kane, the Big Red Machine,
Kane,
the guy
Hall of
with
Famer.
fire,
WWE Hall of Famer. Gotcha.
won the ECW championship in just 11 seconds at WrestleMania 24 from which superstar?
I want to say Chavo, Rene. What are you saying?
You're muted, my friend.
Renee, hello?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Now we
Now
can.
I think I cut out. Okay, so ECW championship.
This would be
Lost.
2008.
ECW championship. You know what, bro? I'm gonna say Chavo too, bro. I know we already went with Chavo and that didn't pay off earlier, but
Hell with it. Chavo it is.
Chavo Guerrero.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, walking out of it like it's the first time he heard that tone the whole game.
Yes!
Oh my God.
I will die a happy man now. Oh my gosh.
Well, hold on. We still got 2 more questions to go for winner takes all.
Okay, all
That's
right.
true.
Woo! But we're in it. We're alive, baby. What's wrong with that?
Woo!
All right.
Okay, here we go. Here we go, Renee.
Okay,
Pick the best one.
turn. My turn to ask the most difficult question I can find. Okay. Let's see
I'm gonna have to pull
here.
out my other trading card.
All right. Here we go. Hardest question on my list. This is WrestleMania in the 90s. At WrestleMania 7, Hogan defeated a very game Sergeant Slaughter. He was especially on his game due to his backup / manager for this matchup. Please name him. Who accompanied Sergeant Slaughter to the ring to face Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 7?
Oh, who accompanied Sergeant Slaughter?
Hey, and I'm picking in your guys' wheelhouse.
Yeah. GQ, I think there's only one that went down to ringside, and I think it was General Adnan.
Yeah, because it's a coin toss between Adnan and Sheik. So,
but I don't know if Sheik was in the group at that time, though.
I'm gonna say, yeah, I'll go with Adnan though too.
Okay, so General Adnan.
General Adnan is correct.
Oh,
Which technically is another Sheik though too, Ruby. We would have got it right both ways.
yeah.
Well, in this matchup, he was there as General Adnan. But yes, correct.
Okay, now Ruby, you're gonna have to pick one since we didn't have a backup for this because I thought we were just gonna win it anyway. So,
okay, no, that's okay. We got it. I'm just gonna throw this out here. We'll go in the 2000s, I think. Yeah. In WrestleMania 20, who proceeded to have her head shaved after losing the WWE Women's Championship against Victoria?
That was Tori, wasn't it?
you do realize you also spelled Worstelmania, right? On that, Ruby.
Yeah, The WWE would like to call it WrestleMania 2, depending on the outcome of that main event, too. So, but yeah, it's WrestleMania 20. Who proceeded to have her head shaved after losing the WWE Women's Championship match against Victoria?
You said Tori Wilson, bro?
Yeah, I said Tori Wilson. I'm leaning that way.
If that's where your gut's taking you, bro, because I got nothing on that one.
Yeah, we'll go with that one.
Gentlemen, Tori Wilson is incorrect. The new WWE Hall of Famer for 2021, Molly
Holly.
Oh my goodness, guys!
I do got a weakness for blonde.
It'll just never grow back. Is that why she keeps it short?
Molly Holly is one of two women that have ever had their head shaved in WWE. I think she just likes it that way, really.
This was probably worse than St. Valentine's
So winner
Day.
takes all. That means we won.
That means we only lost by 1 point. That's it.
That's right. By barely squeaking out, your winners of the WrestleMania Trivia Challenge is Falls Count Everywhere.
Whatever makes you feel better, Renee.
AKA Feces.
It's feces because we're the shit.
That's right. The shiznit. Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, I will say if Drake didn't have the weakness he has for blondes, this wouldn't have gone this way because I clearly was ready to say Molly Holly, but I wasn't given the opportunity to even speak. But that's fine. We're going to work out our differences, and we're going to continue to do what we do and try to bring entertainment to pro wrestling fans around the Midwest, around the country, and around the world, man. From the Wrestle Talk podcast to Falls Count Everywhere, this has really been a good time, guys. I knew we were going to have a blast. I did not expect that we were going to get massacred this way, but even if I would have, I don't think I would have imagined it being this fun. So thank you guys. Humbly, thank you guys from the Maestro, Luke Roberts, and Hardcore Hoss. We really appreciate both of you.
Oh, man. Yeah. So, yeah, this.
Didn't I say at the beginning of this, you guys going to get spanked like you deserved? And you got spanked royally.
Well, we only lost by 1, and you had home court advantage. So let's see if maybe we can't do this on the Wrestle Talk platform and see if the outcome changes a little bit. I'm just saying. We get a home game too.
Correctly. If I remember correctly, Renee, I think didn't I beat you, Rick, in the trivia challenge over on our side of the river here?
Oh yeah.
Oh, how about that?
We're tied 1-1.
Okay.
That's fair. That means we got to do part 3.
What the hell, Ruby? Seriously.
It's all Ruby's fault. It's all his fault.
It was real close, though, because we were answering quick, though, but it was over monikers. And he got in Owen Hart before I did. on the last one, just barely. And I'm like, oh no.
Absolutely. Hey, Ruby,
Split second,
we are
too.
absolutely not turning on the phone lines today.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, a lot of this was early. We had a lot.
Not turning on the phone lines. Nope.
This time.
That's right, because Renee talks too damn much, so y'all need to learn that. You can't be on no callers that day. Rick, just a small favor. Could you put that poster up one more time, man, so I can plug my shit?
Absolutely. Let me.
And we'll even bring it bigger.
Boom. All right. Well, last thing I want to say, I'll let Drake have final word here on behalf of Wrestle Talk. I just want to say, man, thank you guys again for giving us this opportunity. We have really how to find a way of modifying kind of how we intake professional wrestling, not only on the Wrestle Talk podcast, but also in the fantasy wrestling group. Finally, after over a year, we're getting an opportunity to do another event. Everybody is invited. It's kid friendly. Kids are only $10. Adults are $20. Not only do you get the unlimited gameplay, you get to watch the pay-per-view, you get to play and compete with people in Smash Bros. You also get a slice of pizza and a drink. More or less on us, because regular admission to the arcade is $20 unlimited for the whole afternoon. So basically, it's the same price that you would pay if you showed up there on a regular day. Plus, we're going to feed you a little bit. So what it comes down to for me is we finally are being restored our freedoms and have the ability to assemble, which is a right here that we have as Americans. And one of the things that makes us want to come together is professional wrestling. So if you love wrestling, you love vintage arcade games, and you like to have a good time and be loud and not get yelled at for doing those things, please make sure you hit us up over at WrestleTalkPodcast.com. The event is going to be absolutely on fire. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who's ever supported us on Wrestle Talk up to this point. Over the last 2 years, we've added 2 new hosts. We started up a website, and we're just continuing to grow and have more awesome guests every single week. And I couldn't be happier with all those additions, including a guy that I like to give a very hard time all the time, Drake Lee. But it was really a pleasure, bro, to come on here with you and to be able to compete, have fun, and have some honest dialogue with these guys. So thank you. Thank you, Rick. Thank you, GQ. We love you guys. And again, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Time, make sure y'all check us out. Hey, last week's episode wasn't too bad. We had Paul Goliath from Canada and Dean Alexander, who is currently working AEW Dark shows. So check us out again at WrestleTalkPodcast.com, man. We love you. We thank you. Drake, final thoughts.
Oh, okay. Thoughts. Well, Renee, I would like to say thank you for letting me grace you with my presence yet again. And guys, just thank you for letting me be on the show. I'm glad I got to bestow my wealth and knowledge onto your viewers. But in all seriousness, it was really fun. I really appreciate it. Let's do it again for sure. And hopefully, Renee, we don't embarrass ourselves this time.
Yeah, Drake, you classed the show up.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll tell you, there's a lot of flavors in with Wrestle Talk Podcast, and definitely, guys, on Tuesday nights, 7 p.m. Central. You can find them at Wrestle Talk with Joe and Renee on Facebook, Wrestle Talk Cast on Twitter, Wrestle Talk Cast on YouTube. And if I'm missing any outlets, butt in here, Renee, so I make sure I'm not missing.
No, that's it, bro. At Wrestle Talk Cast on all platforms. Even on Facebook, if you type at Wrestle Talk Cast, you'll find us. And again, we are formally the Wrestle Talk Podcast with Joe and Renee. We're just Wrestle Talk Podcast now. We're the other Wrestle Talk, which by date, we are actually older than that other fairly, somewhat, maybe modestly known Wrestle Talk that you guys may have heard of before. But we have been around about 6 months longer than them by name, but we got nothing but love and respect for them. We just call ourselves the other Wrestle Talk. Hopefully you guys enjoy us just the same.
Yep. And guys, I'm sorry, man. It was fun with the trivia challenge, but it was even more fun getting to get more intuition and knowledge as far as what Wrestle Talk and, with Renee and Drake Lee, you guys. I mean, like I said, thanks again. Thanks for being good sports. It was definitely fun. Anytime, like I said, I need to get around to ordering my mug. That's what I need to do. And look at that. You can get one of those, guys, for $20 plus tax for that. The Wrestle Talk Podcast mug. We don't have any merchandise yet. I will stick it for shirts, but yeah, I know. It kind of takes a while to get things started, but we'll get into that. So any final thoughts, GQ?
Nope, we just won and we beat them fair and square and really bad.
By 1 point is not bad. Come on, man. Do you forget the final score?
On the second game, the original game by 200 points. You were
There was only one game, man. There's only one.
uh,
Thank you guys so much for having us, man.
thank you for the show.
Yeah, so for the Night Owl and the City on the Hill, and of course, Mr. GQ, I am your WPW US Champion, Rough Cut Rick Ruby. We thank you very much for tuning in for episode number 30 of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast. And keep checking our page. We will have a guest next week. I just got to make confirmations, guys. So we'll see you next week. Back to our regular time at 8 p.m. Central, if I know that correctly. So thanks a lot, guys, and we will see you then.